Have you ever wondered what's going to happen in the future when the robots finally take over all of our jobs? As we can see, major corporations are investing billions of dollars into research on automating their entire process. But it won't affect me because I'm a music artist and I'm a creative. Well, that's not necessarily the case with the brand new breakthrough artist, FN Meka. The record labels know that when an artist dies, they won't be able to capitalize off of their investment. However, as we've seen with Juice WRLD, Pop Smoke, and XXXTentacion, that isn't necessarily the case with all these posthumous music being released. I think they got the idea that they can just say skip the artist altogether and let's go full character, and FN Meka is a full embodiment of that. He's owned by a record label and he's designed to do exactly what Juice WRLD and X have done: sell pop records without an actual person being there. Now just look at him, you can tell, all right, this guy is not a real human. It's made by 3D, whatever. We've seen stuff like this before because Gorillaz is a band that, if you look at, is mainly cartoon characters. And it's not the first time we've seen cartoon music, but the difference here is that this robot is made using
artificial intelligence.
And if that doesn't scare you, listen to what Elon Musk has to say about artificial intelligence.
I'm really very close to the cutting edge in AI, and it scares the hell out of me. It's capable of vastly more than almost anyone knows.
If our good buddy Elon is horrified at that idea, then I'm not sure why you aren't. We should all be scared. Now, the AI bot is something kind of interesting because even those performed by a human's live vocals, all the lyrics, compositions, melodies, the chord progressions are generated by AI. Let me just give you an explanation of how it runs. They take a bunch of songs. Yo, Timmy, pass me your playlist. So they get Timmy's playlist, find all the top tracks that are a sound that they really want to get. Then they take those songs, download it, and then they run it through their AI system, and then boom, they got all of the sounds that they got to make. And from there, I'm not really sure if they're going to remaster it mechanically by hand or if they're going to use some AI system to do that for them. But I don't think so because it's a big system and AI is hella limited. While we all dream of a Matrix type of scenario happening right now, it's still far too early. AI sounds impressive, but in reality, it's just hype machine like Dogecoin. And a lot of music artists are gonna not like the idea, obviously, because it's running you out of business. And we've seen stuff like this before. Look at Daft Punk, look at MF Doom. The idea of somebody wearing a mask, putting on a character, and doing some sort of charade for us to enjoy is one of the oldest forms of entertainment. It's a mixture between music and theater, and I think that merger is gonna really change the way we do all of our future presentations. Imagine being a record label owner and it sucks because, all right, so when is the album gonna come out? And then your artist tells you, man, I don't know, but I got vacation to the Bahamas. Peace. Yeah, your robot won't be doing that. The old always hates the young because they threaten their sense of security. It's either you adapt or, like the rest, you get left behind. That doesn't mean become a full-fledged 3D AI version of yourself, but it's really cool to look around and see what's going on, all the new advancements, especially when it comes to music is so pure. You ever have a conversation with an old head and they just don't get it? Like, yo, this mumble rap is so trash, yo, it's garbage. It's like, bro, we're not here to talk about politics and poetry through the music all the time. Sure, there's a time and place for that, but for the majority, young punks like, me and a lot of my buddies, we just want to have a good time. Lil Pump, Tekashi 6ix9ine. And isn't that so funny? It's usually the most polarizing people that have fun music. I'm not saying it's good by any objective measure, but it is pretty fun and we do enjoy it. So there will be a place for that in the entertainment scene. I've seen people make covers for songs that are better than the original. Now imagine if they had an AI bot making 1,000 covers per song, testing the covers to find the best cover, and then promoting that last ultimate cover. It would wipe the floor with the original in many cases. All right, now let's talk lyrics. How can they make lyrics that also make sense? There's a website called rhymezone.com that any amateur rapper has used before. It's been up for a long time. You can tell by the really crappy design of the website. However, it's not about form, it's about function, and it functions really well. But if you dig a little bit deeper and look, you can find one 3-letter word: API. API basically is coder talk for a program that can be used on another program. So if RhymeZone software, that could be the building block that allows us to automate out the music creation process. You can't really replace certain sounds, like Kid Laroi and Roddy Ricch, for example.
I just love my dog. Yeah. Nigga, my brother. Without you.
They're both artists, but they have very unique voices in the way they carry out their pitches. So Can your robot automate that? Probably not. So as long as you're adding something unique about you, you don't have to worry about a robot copying your swag, because the art will always prevail. The robot is just taking the top sounds from the top tracks, meaning it's all going to be watered down pop mainstream stuff anyway. But if you're making alternative or something that's very breathtaking, then you don't got to worry. All music is evolving, meaning with every brand new genre comes new subgenres, and with those new subgenres come more and more subgenre. We got disco, we got funk, deep house, progressive house. There's probably 2,000 genres of just house music itself. This used to be so much cheaper for a record label to manage, because all they need to do is have a design system with all of the robots' designs. And there are marketplaces where you can buy other 3D models, so you don't have to make your own designs. If you look at the robots TikTok, you can see that there's a bunch of cool 3D designs. For any music video, they can literally generate any scene they want. It's gonna be hella cheap to make really good looking stuff. I'm highly contemplating making one of these just for fun. Because a robot is owned by the label, they don't have to pay the robot. It's not a person. In fact, you can just reuse a robot a million times. There is a Simpsons video game, there's Simpson movie, and there's Simpson merchandise. It would be so easy to sell merchandise for this, because the actual artist himself is a commodity if they're a 3D hologram. And you can say, nah, people aren't gonna buy into the cartoon, but the human mind is a lot more finicky than you might think. It cannot tell the difference between reality and imagination. That's why, have you ever been on a date with a cute girl and you went to the movie theaters? None of what you're seeing is real. Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, Scream, that ain't real. However, your mind cannot tell the difference. And I think that same principle applies when it comes to this 3D guy. If people are entertained, people love anime, people love the cartoon, they get the same feeling. Even though it may not be authentic what they're watching, the feeling is all real. I think it's really cool how they're adding tech innovations to the music world. Obviously, many artists will hate this. They'll be disgusted by the mere idea of trying to automate out the art. However, remember, art is all about creativity, but art isn't the only thing in the music business. It's also entertainment. So if something is not creative in the slightest, but is able to entertain the masses, it will still always have a place in the music business. All right, how the hell am I gonna compete with this AI robot and the big ass record label behind it? Well, in that case, you gotta learn how to market yourself. So tap either this video or this video to learn how to market yourself like a boss and how to get to 10,000 followers on Instagram.